Or not. Good
It
evening
says
and welcome
live.
to Let's Talk Shop with Russ. Yeah, I'm trying to get it up on YouTube. I don't see if I can get it up on YouTube or not. There it goes. It finally came through. Yep, there it is. So I hope everybody's got some YouTube channels. And also I wanted to bring up, without any point, that if you're in the chat and have a YouTube channel and want us to talk about it, here's the thing about the YouTube channels. We cannot, as far as run your videos and everything, unless you're on the show. If you're on the show, I found out that that's like consent right off the bat, as far as if you're on the show. I don't know why, but YouTube will nick you if you show videos from somebody else's channel. They just don't like that. It's in other words, you're using their content and you're trying to make money off of it if you're monetized. So they'll ding you on it. Now you can show their channel, or you can even link to their channel without any problem. You just can't show their content on their channel, from my understanding, from what I've read. And I actually did that one time a long time ago, several years ago. And Chris, your camera went awry.
No, I'm trying to fix the light.
Oh,
fix it someplace else. Okay.
Yeah, but I got dinged for that, and I didn't realize it. But yeah, that's you're kind of like showing their content. Now, if they're on the show and they're saying, "Hey, yeah, you can go to my channel and watch this video," and you swing over there and show the video for a few minutes, since they're on your talk show or whatever, then it's pretty well safe, because you can always say they were on the show and gave me permission to go back and watch the video. But YouTube is one. And here's another thing that's about YouTube. You cannot pick up the phone and call them and make a complaint. You have to do this thing through automation. And it takes forever to file it's not a complaint, file a, what do you want to call it? Well, file just that, you're and not accepting the ding or whatever. You didn't feel that you were copyrighted. One of the shows that I did, or one of the videos I posted, I used music. I purchased Corel Video Studio Pro, and it came with a package with transition bundles and music bundles. And I used their music in the actual video, and they dinged me because it was copyrighted music. And I had to put in the thing. No, I bought Video Studio Pro, and it came with the license to use all the music and all these transitions, etc., etc. And they ended up taking away the ding, because if you get 3 strikes, you're out. They close your channel and shut you out. So,
well, like I was trying to say, all you do is just do a screen grab. You don't need the whole video. You don't need the.
Yeah, you can do a little screen grab.
Grab, like they do in the news, the picture over your shoulder.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Just to tell people what we're looking at. So.
Right. So anyway, that's what we have to do. So, but anyway, we can talk about their channel. You can send a link to it, and I can even show their channel, but you just can't use their content, as far as, because you'll get dinged for that. Now, if I was to unmonetize, then yeah, it doesn't matter, because I'm not making any money, so I can show it all I want. But since the channel is monetized, and somebody said something about they didn't have monetized anymore or whatever. Yeah, if you ever lose it, it is a pain to get it back. So I don't make that much, but in the same aspect, I don't want to lose it either, because I do make a little bit off of it every once in a while. So yeah, I don't want to lose it unless, I just pretty well quit producing. And as long as I'm producing somewhat content, then I'm not going to worry about it.
I understand the concern, but like I said, just so you can screen grab, and we're fine.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have time to screen grab anything, so.
No, I'm not really talking tonight. We want to do that kind of a war Oscars thing. It's going to take a
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
It'll take us all a little bit of homework to put it together, but
Yeah.
I think it could be a fun night. That's all.
Yeah. Tell them what your idea was, Chris.
Well, my idea is we copy the Oscars. We all pick a tool or a skill. Here's the 3 nominations in the router department. Projects that we made with the router as the predominant tool. And you name 3, and we pick the envelope, please. They hand you an envelope, and is the winner in that division. It could be a 2x4 for a trophy for all I care, but it's just for the shits and giggles.
Yeah.
And then
No, I got what you're saying.
The overall, like they do in the Oscars, the best movie of the year. We pick the best video we've all found through the year, and we have to work together on that. So,
yeah, well, that sounds like a pretty good idea, and we can
trying to sell it
definitely.
for 2 years. I have my notes here for 2 years.
I understand that. It takes time.
Yeah, I know.
That's all I got to say is it takes time. So, yeah.
So, but anyways,
yeah, so we can try that.
A sample video to sheet so you can see what I'm talking about. So.
Yeah. So let's see. So Aussie Man's out there. Hi, Aussie Man. Aussie Man. JJE is out there. JJE. Oh, I saw somebody else. Oh, Lynn's Handcrafted Wood Signs is out there. Michelle Marcoux, James Parker. They're all out there. I appreciate y'all being out there. Thank you very much for showing. Dixon, tell us where we can find you.
Steve Carmel is out there. I'm Dixon Hoffman. You can find me. Steve.
Carmichael.
Carmichael, yeah. I got to look at the chat on my phone because I'm using a different computer for the podcast. I'm Dixon Hoffman. You can find me at Hoffman Signs and Decals on YouTube and Facebook.
Jim.
Jim Asher's Driveway Workshop, and I've got some pretty good ones for us tonight. So once we get going here, I'm doing the same thing Dixon's doing. I'm trying to get them up here so they'll be easier to find.
Yeah, I personally wasn't feeling good today, and then we had to go to my granddaughter's third birthday party. So I went there and come home and took a nap. So I'm still I've got a sinus infection, so I'm not doing as well as I should be. So anyway, Chris.
Again, Chris at the Old Cranky Workshop. Someday you'll find me back on YouTube putting the video out. And you'll find me on Facebook just goofing off. That's what I got going on right now.
Cool. Donna.
Donna Presley. Donna's Embroidery Plus. Donna's Wooden Art. You can find me on Facebook. Hopefully in another month or 2, I'll get some YouTube stuff going again.
Cool. Yeah, I like the teddy bears that you had out there. I told you about. My wife was like, yeah, we should have ordered some. Maybe if you do them next year.
The Easter bunny?
Or the Easter bunnies, not the teddy bears. Easter bunnies, I meant. Yeah, next year maybe we'll order some. Because, well, the point being is we have 15 grandkids and 5 great-grandkids. So it'd be like 20 Easter bunnies.
It adds up.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the point. It's when she says we'll buy something like that for all of the kids. Well, so if you take and add 7 to the 20, that's 27. So we have 27 stockings at Christmas.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's like people always ask me, don't you buy your nieces and nephew stuff? And I go, no, it would cost like $10,000.
Yeah, so we limit it to the our children and we've told I really don't have any. My brother is still alive, Kenny. He's still alive, but we don't really we buy stuff and give stuff to each other on birthdays. But on Christmas, we take care of our families because I have such a big family that 27 stockings. That's the reason I had to build towers on the side of each Christmas tree to carry all the stockings. We had so many.
Right.
Can get expensive.
Yeah, so we didn't have enough to anything to hold. But anyway, and also, yeah, Steve Carmichael, he's out there. Steve put a little video out the other day, an update. He took a 2-month leave of absence from his YouTube channel, and ended up being 2 years. And so he posted the other day that he's going to try to get back into making videos, and also that he is moving. He's moving about 30 minutes north, I think, or to Monroe County, into another county from where he's at right now. So I'll be looking forward to seeing if he said that he hopes the move will inspire him to make some more projects. So, and get back into videos. So I'm looking forward to seeing him do that because he has been vacant for quite some time. So I kind of thought he just quit producing videos. A lot of the people that we followed 5 years ago are not here anymore, not even making videos. Some of them have passed away, like I believe it was Chris Cute. He's gone.
Steve was doing a lot of YouTubing years ago, and I suppose you get burnt out on it.
Yeah, it's true. That's I've started like 3 or 4 videos in the past 6 months. I just can't seem to get myself past the editing part.
I know.
It takes a lot of time.
Oh yeah, Lossy Man says I'm
I
disappointed.
have a whole day to do it. I just can't get myself to do it.
Lossy Man says I'm disappointed. We're all the rabbit ears on you guys. It's Easter here. Yeah, it's Easter. Where he's almost 24. I know 12 hours ahead of us. So yeah, like in other words, it's our nighttime and he's getting up and eating breakfast right now.
Yeah, it's almost like a day ahead.
Yeah. Thanks. Yes, this is Steve Carmichael says thanks. Yes, a lot of people stopped. Thought I would see if the waters are safe to get back in it. Learned a lot just posting the update video. FB and YouTube had changed. Oh yeah, there's a lot of changes, and a lot more. And on YouTube, there's a lot more restrictions. Matter of fact, I would be interested to see, since you took a 2-year break, Steve, if your channel is still monetized. Because a lot of people, if they take a break like that, they take away the monetization.
And I think the algorithm is going towards more the people that got like 100,000 and more.
Yeah.
It's harder to get on right now.
Yeah. Yep. So did you have any channels you wanted to highlight, Dixon?
No, I don't. The only thing that I keep coming up in my mind is they'll show me a video of remember the Mythbusters? The 2 guys that used to do the Mythbusters on TV?
Yeah. Yes.
I started a YouTube channel and he kept coming up, so I watched some of his videos. I couldn't believe it. He's got 6 million subscribers. That's crazy.
Yes.
So I went and looked, and they can make from it's crazy. You can make from 7 to like 20-some thousand a week with that many subscribers.
Yeah.
He's
got his own YouTube channel. He's making it very well, but he's got interesting content. Because I have watched some of his videos too on some of the things that he does. He made a Star Wars, the Mandalorian. He made a Mandalorian rifle.
Yep.
And showed how he made it. And he's got excellent content on there. So he's got not only the followers, but he's got the views. Go look at how many views some of his videos pop out.
He has a lot of connections because of the TV program too, and I mean a lot. Like he was at the Smithsonian Institution looking at the original Star Trek ship that they have there, and it was pretty cool how they made it back then.
Right. Steve said, yes, it's still monetized. I saw something that said I had to make a photo post or something every so often to keep it active. Yeah. That's what I was curious about, if it is. And Aussie Man said it's 11:14 a.m. Sunday morning there. Yeah. You got 2 last minute bunnies to embroidery, you said, Donna? Yeah, the bunnies are cute.
You're muted.
Yep, you're muted. Oh, you're still muted. There.
Yeah, I picked up a friend of mine. She's got 2 of her grandkids all of a sudden showed up today and that weren't supposed to be there. So she went and grabbed 2 bunnies. And I'm like, yeah, give them to me. I'll give them to her. So I'll do them this evening.
Yeah. Cool. James Parker said Adam Savage and Jamie Heineman. Yeah. Adam Savage, I think, is the one that's doing the.
Yes.
In fact, I'll look it up.
Yep. He's the one that's got the big program.
He does Tested, and then there's his own gig too.
Yep.
The guy's definitely got some mental health issues, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I like him. Don't get me wrong, but
He's wound up tight. Yeah, he can't
you can
stop.
see where he's drifting every now and then.
Yeah. He's really cool, though. I do like watching him. All right. Here's just a few of his videos. 43,000 likes, 65,000. No, likes, views. 43,000 views, 65,000 views, 165,000 views, 565,000 views. So, yeah, and if I go to, his Tested, Adam Savage Tested, he has 6.58 million subscribers.
Dang.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Enough to live off of.
Oh yeah, he can live off of the money he's making off of. If let's just say he's making $10,000 a week.
Oh yeah,
that's $40,000 a month. That's 440 or 400 and $80,000 a year, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, he's making probably $500,000 a year off of YouTube. Yeah, incredible. But if you see his shop, he's got a metal lathe. He's got, and I can show you as far as if you want to see it.
He's got a shop that's better than sex, man.
His shop is just
he's got a metal lathe and everything else. Let's go. I'll just give him some help here. Let's do present. Share screen.
His shop is supplied with tons of stuff. It's just jammed with everything you can think of.
It should pop up here any second. There it is. And it's his main channel that he's making all the money off of is this channel, Tested. Adam Savage is Tested. And that's the one that I've watched some of the stuff. For instance, if I scroll down here, you should be able to see it. Look at the drawers in the video there of all of his parts as far as nuts and bolts and screws and washers and stuff. Yeah. And that second video right there. Yeah. I mean, that's like you walking into an Ace Hardware, a hardware store, that you see all those kind of drawers and that kind of stuff. So
I watched that one video there where he was comparing the $13 cable with the $130 one. What do they call that cable on the iMac and that Jim, that high-speed cable?
Yeah.
Well, he X-rayed that one and the $13 one, and it was amazing what Apple, when they X-rayed it, the technology was in that $130 cable, high-speed cable.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Well, he's pretty cool. James Parker said yesterday was our 55th wedding anniversary. It was rough on me, so here, everyone, good night and have a great Sunday tomorrow. Yeah, Jim, or James, no problem. I understand your loss and you're having a rough time dealing with it, but I appreciate you stopping in for a few minutes. So
it's that first year, you know.
Yeah. Yeah,
First
that's kind of
this first year without that.
Yeah, it's kind of the roughest. But yeah, Jim, did you have anybody?
Well, I made a list, but I think that let me go into present mode here and pull. The guy I watch a lot right now is because hang on, I drug it over here. Okay. This first guy I've got up here is Matthew Peach. And the reason why I like this guy is that he like shows you stuff that you can make and sell. And since it's spring right now, he's doing a lot of like planter boxes and stuff like that. But that'd be a good one to watch if you want to make a little cash on the side.
And who is it?
Matthew Peach. But he's got a really good channel. He kind of teaches you how to do it as a business and, just stuff to make and that kind of thing. But it's not just planter boxes. It's all kinds of stuff that he has on here. So he does shorts. He's pretty active on YouTube, but I like him a lot. Another one I got, this one's like blew me away when I watched it. We had a guy, Hamilton Dilbeck, that we were trying to get on here, and I don't know that he's agreed to come on yet or not, but let me put myself back in present mode. Share screen, don't show those tips again, get your annoying. Okay, he had this guy on. Let me pull this over here. This guy's does cutting boards, but he does inlay cutting boards. So everything you see here is an inlay. So all his main cutting boards are all dark, this dark material through here, and then all of this is inlay. So
That's
I wish
crazy.
I could zoom it in a little bit, but my God, I mean, like all the lines in between the slabs or the cladding on the side of the building, he's got really super thin little lines through here. And if you can go on his website and watch how he makes these things, I mean, I don't want to run the video, but I mean, here's a part where he's going through, milling everything out on a CNC. And then he'll do this in a negative. He'll mill this out, then he makes a negative of the other side, and then glues all of that inlay in, and then cuts the top off with like a leveling bit. But this was another part. See how he's got his spoil board on his CNC laid out?
Mm-hmm.
He takes 3/4 inch PVC pipe and uses it to hold his pieces in place. And then he'll take some more of these little 3/4 inch pieces, get into the closest hole he can around the outside edges, and just wedges wood in.
Right.
Do that to mine. I mean, that to me is, that's a pretty good.
He's really got to know his tolerances on his machine, because that male part has to be just small enough to
I mean,
fit
look
right
at
in there.
right there,
Yeah, it's
So
crazy.
perfect. Like you said, and all of these little lines through here, he's deep carving all of this stuff out, and flipping it over and gluing it in.
Yeah, crazy.
This guy's like the best board maker I've seen on YouTube. But yeah, he's great. That's another great one. I just had, the other ones I had were like that I watch all the time. The standards. I mean, I got Berkey, Carl Jacobson. I watch.
I watch some of those, which I hadn't seen any Berkey make anything in a while. Is he back doing it?
I don't know. I got to stop over there after I go to the truck plant and see how his shop's doing, if he got it built back up. But this hobby guy is real big into the laser stuff. Tim Sway. I mean, he's been on the show before, and he's into making guitars pretty heavy right now. Frank Howard. Every time he puts a video up, I stop everything I'm doing and watch it, because I just love watching the way he does his stuff. But that's about it. I'm just kind of into stuff like that now.
I was trying to see. Yep, there it comes way over there. Wow. This camera's range of view is pretty narrow as it comes out. I was just trying to see my mic's right here, but it's just out of the camera range, which is really far over compared to where my computer's at.
One thing I was kind of happy about is Steve Ramsey threw up a video actually making something. I haven't seen one from him in ages, and he's kind of like, the reason why I got into this, 10 years ago. It's like the gateway drug into woodworking, because it would make simple stuff easy to build, stuff you can use around the house, all kinds of stuff like that. I just loved watching him all the time. And then he started making his courses and stuff like that, and he didn't post in it as often as he used to. And his shop is like down to practically nothing. Everything's rolling around on wheels, which is good, but he took his workbench out and all kinds of stuff like that. He just has a few roll around carts, and that's what he builds everything on. But it was good to see him building something again and putting it out on YouTube, because I know other people had to miss him, other than just me. But
you're right. The last 3 or 4 videos that I watched of him, it was talk, but he didn't produce any, projects or anything like he used to when he first started off. He was showing you how he did this and how he did that, and so he kind of I think he lost a lot of people too.
He probably did. I mean, I got stuff all over my yard that I built that was on his channel. I got like benches and little picnic tables and just flower bed things and all kinds of stuff. But that's kind of what I got. So
okay, cool. Dan Inge from Dan Inge Woodworking. He's out there now. Thank you, Dan, for watching. I appreciate it. That's cool. Yeah. Thank you very much. Chris, did you have any?
No, I had friends that suddenly showed up at my doorstep today and didn't have time to do the research. So
yeah. Did you have a good time?
Yeah. We had a couple of Irish people show up on your doorstep at noon, and there's a lot of Guinness floating around. Yeah, you have a good time.
How about you, Donna?
Well, I like to watch the Wood Whisperer.
Oh yeah, good one.
Yeah.
This guy, I mean, there's it's just different things on there. It might be, some kind of little thing about sharpening a tool or building something, or you just don't know. So I like to look in on that one a lot.
You like that, kids?
Cool. Yeah. Is that how? Let's see if I can find his channel.
Hey, I made another list while you're looking there of like comeback kids that we don't really see out there anymore. Well, Steve was on the top of the list. He's out in the chat, but it'll be good to see him making videos again. But I have like Mike Bolton on here. I don't see Steve Good make videos very often.
No, Steve Good makes some videos every once in a while on some of his patterns that he makes. He'll make a video on it. It was kind of like a tough pattern or whatever.
Promote the pattern.
Yeah, to promote the pattern. But yeah, he's kind of like stopped making videos. I haven't made a woodworking video in 2 or 3 years now. I had to back off. Well, one of the things I had to back off was health reasons, because a couple of years ago, it might be 3 years ago, I was getting sinus infection after sinus infection after sinus infection, and that's the reason I started these shots and some other things to try to help. But the doctor didn't want me in the shop making any sawdust. Just stay away from it for right now until we can get this thing under control. I'm talking about once a month I was getting a sinus infection. Yeah. So we finally got that straightened up to where I'm only getting maybe 2 or 3 a year. And I had been doing really good this year, except for we had an exceptional amount of pollen this year, and I don't know why. I guess because it was a wet winter. It was an El Nino, and an El Nino for Florida means we get more rain than usual, which causes the trees to pollinate more than usual. And yeah, I'm talking about just there was days I would go out there and take the blower and blow off my truck and walk back in the house, come out an hour later, and it's covered as bad as it was when I blew it off the first time. So it's just pollen was everywhere. And I got to keep it off my truck because my truck and Nancy's car is black. They're both about as bad. If you don't get it off, it'll actually stain your paint, especially white. So it's just, I've got a sinus infection right now. I started not to do the show, but I said, yeah. So I've been a little grumpy tonight to everybody here on the panel, but I just don't feel good. I mean, there's no other way to explain it. But anyway, my point being is, yeah, I understand that sometimes things in life come up and changes everything as far as their channels. But Wood Whisperer, I got him. Let me share him. Now, he is downright just one of those people that he makes all kinds of exceptional. Let's see if it's showing over here. Yeah, he's come up. Exceptional projects. I mean, just you wouldn't believe it. And as a matter of fact, he has 863,000 subscribers, which that's a lot far away from 6.5 million. And yeah, but look now, his videos are doing pretty good. 65,000, 108,000, 297,000, 205,000 views. So he don't do too terribly bad as far as his views and stuff.
He was one of the first guys that did this, though, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was kind of in the beginning with Steve Ramsey even.
Yeah.
Another person, what's the guy's name that used to come to the woodworking shows? He's kind of short, wears glasses with hats. He has a hat on.
Stumpy Nubs?
Stumpy Nubs. I haven't seen any videos out of him. I'll have to check him out.
Well, no, he has put out some. I'm subscribed to him, but
okay,
they were more like he just put out one recently that was about being careful in the shop because he hacked off part of his finger, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
he puts out good videos too.
Yeah. See, this video is 10 days ago and he's already got 65,000 views. A month ago and it's got 82,000 views. So he does some really, really tremendous builds. I'm talking about cabinets or armoires or all kinds of stuff. He does some really tremendous, awesome builds. So
there's another guy that I watch a lot, and I can't think of his name right now, but he used to play football for Philadelphia. He taught me how to weld at a trade show. God, what the heck is his name? Huge guy. He's like the same height I am, but he actually has a good looking body. Crap. That's another good one to watch because he does all kinds of stuff. I'll look for it while we're horsing around here. Russ Meadows is out there. I haven't seen him for a while.
Hey, Russ. He must have just popped in.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dan Ingy says one of my current favorites is Nick Zimmerman. Yep, he's a good one. Lynn's Handcrafted Wood Signs. I was visiting some pages yesterday the other day, and ran across Lynn's YouTube channel. And Lynn, you don't have very many videos up. Not that I'm complaining. I'm just saying you don't have very many videos up. So Lynn's Handcrafted Wood Signs, he has a video channel. Stumpy Nubs has 875,000 subscribers.
Cool.
The hard lesson learned about wedding rings. I could have told you about that. I never wear my wedding ring.
Yep.
Yeah, that's got 162,000 views. So 9 days ago, it's got 325,000 views. 2 weeks ago has 225,000 views. So he's doing pretty good for himself. I got to watch this thing about when we get off the show about the wedding ring. I could have told him that. I didn't wear my wedding ring whenever let's see how I do this.
I'm afraid of getting electrocuted with mine, so I don't wear it. Dixon knows all about that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No jewelry.
Did it ever share? Something
I didn't
else?
see it.
Hey, Russ,
Oh.
that other guy I was thinking of was John Malecki.
I guess when I changed channel, it didn't share it.
There you go. It's on now.
Yeah. This is Stumpy Nubs. Like I said, he's got 875,000 subscribers.
Oh yeah, I remember him. I used to watch him a long time ago.
Yeah, I did too. So yeah, I'm gonna watch this about his wedding. You know, he did a number on his hand a couple of years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, with the disc, that looks like it goes on the end of your angle grinder.
Yeah, that's
And-
this video. He's
Yeah, but
talking about.
take off your wedding ring.
Well, he's talking about that angle grinder disc on this video.
Okay.
That's how he hurt his finger.
Oh,
Okay,
is that the
I
one
gotta
that
look
looks
at-
like a chainsaw blade?
Yes, yes,
Exactly. Yep.
yeah. It's supposed to auger out lots of. It's supposed to be a shaping tool, so that
Yeah.
you can auger out like let's say you want to make a solid seat or chair out of a solid piece of wood, and the seat is solid piece. You can go in there with this bit that's like a chainsaw, and it'll take out a lot of wood at one time, so you can make the seat conform to your butt cheek, so to speak. And somehow it got him. So I don't remember how it got him on the first episode. I just remember it got him, and he was warning people not to use it, or if you use it, be extreme cautious, because it's like anything else. You can bind a circular saw up to the point that it'll jump up. Matter of fact, that's what happened to my father. He lost the corner of his thumb and the tip of 2 fingers as he was cutting a board, and the saw bound up. But when it bound up, it hopped up and went across the table and cut his hand. And so you got to be careful. There's no tool in the shop that you cannot afford to be safe with. I mean, it's just, you got to be careful with everything. Drills, simple screwdrivers. I don't know how many times I've had my hand down and tried to put force on a screw to get it to drive in, and it slip and catch my hand somewhere along in here because it was too close. And even though that's a Phillips screwdriver, that sucker underneath that much pressure can hurt you. I mean, I've had it poke my finger, poke my hand. So there's no tool.
The corded Milwaukee drills almost ripped my arms off a couple times. You know,
Yeah.
a 1-inch bit. It's like crazy.
Oh yeah, I've been drilling some. I've got a big old DeWalt, the slow DeWalt that you use for mud mixing and everything, but it's great for doing auger bits for deep, like when you're going to go deep into wood, and let that thing grab. It'll twist your arm off. Yeah, in a heartbeat. My brother got thrown off of an 8-foot step ladder. He was drilling a hole in concrete with one of those big old half-inch drills. I mean, the old metal ones that had the bar on this piece of pipe on it to hold it. And he hit a piece of rebar, and it started turning and slung him off the 8-foot ladder. He landed on the concrete.
Wow.
So he was really young. He was only like 18 or 19 years old, so it didn't really hurt him. He was fortunate, but it threw him off the ladder. And it continued to wind up the cord until it pulled it out and unplugged itself and stopped. So, yeah, you can't afford to be let your guard down on anything you do in the shop with a tool. Small handheld chainsaws use 2 hands. Don't ask me how I know. Yeah, I've got a little electric chainsaw, and we used it over at my son's house, and the big one also. My point being is, even those electrics, if you don't think it'll take your leg off or your arm off, yeah, go ahead, because it will snap it just as quick as the gasolines.
I got rid of my jointer because it scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I mean, I tried to use it 2 or 3 times, and I would bail at the last second and go use the table saw to square something off.
Who
Yeah.
was that guy that would use his table saw to cut everything? He made
Yeah.
bowls with his table saw, and all I'm
Izzy?
thinking, oh my, yeah,
Oh, that's
that
Izzy Swan. Yeah, Izzy
made
Swan does all.
jakes, which were safer, but it was crazy. I
But
just
then I saw
Table
Keith,
saws.
was it Moon? Keith Moon?
they're loud.
Is that the one who is jammed with his fingers on the planet? Is it Moon?
I think it
Oh,
was Moon.
Ben.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ken
he got
clipped
his whole.
He clipped
He
the
did
finger
that
on his.
exactly when I was questioning why the F do I have this tool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Everything
he.
it does, I could do on a table saw, and it just takes up space. So
No, it. Yeah, but and also I have one and I use it, and I'm not afraid of it or anything. You just got to be very. I have push blocks, and I never do anything with my bare hands.
well, yeah, I don't either, but it
Yeah,
just for some reason I couldn't get past the. I get push blocks. I get this. I stick to drive it and keep it flat. I couldn't get past it, especially after I saw his video.
Now his problem was he was wearing earmuffs.
Yep.
He didn't. He thought he turned the machine off, which he didn't. And when he reached back to grab some of the boards,
Yep.
his hand got sucked into the blades, and it was his whole hand. It wasn't just his fingers; it sucked his whole hand in there.
That sent me to the deep end of the pool. So that's it. I'm getting rid of this. So
Yeah.
Yep.
I sold it to a neighbor for like $20 just to get it out of the shop.
Yeah, Dan Inge said the safest tool is a scroll saw. Actually, yes, but you can cut yourself on the scroll saw.
My opinion is the safest one is a hand saw. No power involved.
But yeah, I've showed the thing where it's really safe for kids and everything. But if you took your finger and held it like this and shoved it into the blade, it will cut your finger off. I guarantee you. So it will damage. You just have to be careful with it. But
I mean,
it
I
is
will be
probably-
eventually replacing my table saw with a saw stop.
Yeah, that's what I want.
The
That's what I
finances
want.
just aren't there right now, but when it is, it's coming in. So
If you run out of guys, if you get a chance, type in Chandwell, CHANDWELL, and get to his website, and then put him on the full screen. And he's into HO scale trains like I am. And there's guys just to set it up. There's guys that buy these kits, and they go from $50 to $300 for your HO scale buildings. And his name is Chandwell. And if you get him up, I'll take a look at his layout, and then I'll tell you what's really extraordinary about his layout.
What spell it again? CH?
CHANDWELL. And then type in trains, and you should get him right away.
It says Chanwell Model Railway.
Yeah, to get him on the
that's
big
him.
screen, look at one of his videos or a picture of his layout, and then you look at his buildings, and I'll tell you something about all his buildings. This guy, if you know Luke Towan, if you ever heard of Luke Towan, this guy is out of control like him. He is so good, talented.
Cool.
If you can full screen a picture of his buildings and that, his buildings are all made from scratch out of cardboard, paper, and glue.
Wow.
And when you look at him, it's like, oh my goodness, it's crazy.
Aussie Man says, I'm doing great. I got 200 views on my last video. That's good. Lynn says, I have not worn my wedding ring in 32 years. It's here somewhere. Russ Meadows says he never takes his off.
I've
Colin
never taken mine off either.
Chechnik, or however you want to say that. I'm not sure how to say this. I dropped my scroll saw on my foot once and assure you it hurt. I limped for weeks.
You like
about
this?
the wedding ring.
My wedding ring, I've not taken off since the day it went on. And in the middle of a wheelchair basketball tournament, I took 2 technical fouls because I wouldn't take it off.
Wow.
So, the funny thing is, the referee was an ex-girlfriend.
I do not wear a wedding ring except if we go out to dinner or we go to church. I put mine on or everything. I've had seen too much working with tools, working around equipment and stuff that it's hurt people, and I'm just not going to wear it. My wife is totally cool with it now. My son, because he is a police officer, he actually because he's aware of that, and he wears the rubber bands, that are made into that look like wedding rings. And I always thought about buying some of those, because those will give before it actually will hurt you.
There's a lot of departments that don't even allow the officer to wear his wedding ring.
Right. So yeah, it's like, so I wouldn't mind wearing one of those, but we had a guy. Well, I'm not saying we. I know of a person that had a wedding ring on, and he was back in the day used to be able to ride on the back of the fire truck, and there was a bar across the top that you would hang on to. And he he kind of like lost his balance and went to fall, but the truck was also stopping at the same time. But anyway, he ended up falling, but his wedding ring got caught on one of the bolts or nuts that was holding the ends of the, and pretty well it just ripped his finger slap off his hand.
Yeah.
So
I saw an incident when, and Jim with the Air Force, you may have seen something like this, where someone was working on an engine on the intake as it was spooling up. And it pulled his hand in and it caught his ring and it degloved his finger. But it also pulled his hand further and degloved his entire hand.
Yeah.
Basically, it just ripped all the skin off like it was a glove. And
right.
I've never seen something like that, and to the point where I won't put that hand near a spinning tool at all. So
I saw a video on YouTube that guy on an aircraft carrier got sucked into an A6 intruder.
Yeah.
Spit out the back. Yeah.
Right. And he lived.
And he lived.
Fine.
Yeah. Scratches. Yeah, I've seen that video. So
get a ring tattooed on your. Ossiman says, get a ring tattooed on your finger and your problem is solved. Yeah, that's true. Just have a.
They do that. They do that. The younger ones do that now. They get the same tattoo.
Yeah.
There's a guy down at work by me that has a tattooed ring.
Brian Woodward said he switched to a silicone wedding ring for safety. He had a coworker that gloved his finger. Yes, that's what I'm saying. I don't wear. And when I used to wear a necklace that had a cross on it. And when I worked for the fire department, the thing about it is, if you're going into a hazmat situation, when we used to dress up in the hazmat suits, you had to take all your jewelry off. You couldn't even wear a watch. Had to take the only thing you were allowed was glasses, and a lot of people had plastic glasses and lenses made for those situations. Polycarbonate type lenses, you can buy them, specially made. But anyway, because you didn't want them inside the hazmat suit in case they reacted to the chemical or whatever. We even changed our clothes and got out of our regular uniforms and wore cotton T-shirts and cotton shorts, 100% cotton T-shirts and cotton shorts, 100% cotton socks. So you wouldn't have a reaction with polyester or some of the other things in case you got exposed to them. So that was but yeah, you can't be. I mean, I don't care what anybody else does. As far as you do your own thing, but it's just my thing that I don't even have a wedding ring on.
Yeah. Mine means too much for me to take it off.
Yeah, but if my wife don't know that I'm married by now, then something's wrong.
It's not just that. I want the other chicks to know you're late.
But it's like you can tell them if they start flirting with you, just say, I'm a married man.
I tell them, where were you when this wasn't here? So,
yeah. Dan said he almost lost his finger 30 years ago. Yeah. Also, the Chanwell, Dixon, I've got him pulled up. Let me get over here and share screen.
It's weird. The glare on my screen is weird.
This should be coming up any minute.
Yep.
Yeah, you look at some of them pictures of his videos down below. Them buildings are all made with cardboard and glue and paper. And here's the catch. They're exactly to scale. He uses Google Maps to zoom in on them, and he'll take measurements, and then he only uses Inkscape. The guy is just phenomenal, his buildings that he makes. How how neat they look in real.
He's got 13.3. We need to get a hold of him and see if he wants to come on and talk.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
It's like that other guy, Luke Tolwyn, that's got 3 or 4 million subscribers. He does the same thing. He makes all these dioramas, and they're phenomenal how they look.
Yeah.
And he's not, it's just another example of he's not using any high-tech tools. It's all by hand with cardboard and paper.
Yep.
I just subscribe to him so I can find him. Yeah, he's used, I guess he uses the inkjet printer to print it, and then he just cuts the paper out and folds it and puts it into the shape.
Some of the sheets he does print out, but then again, some of his doors and windows, it's just crazy. He'll paint it by hand and stuff, and it's just, even the interiors, how he makes it by hand, all cutting it out with a razor knife.
He definitely has a talent. I mean, some of these buildings look like that's crazy.
Yeah, that storefront there, he zoomed in on that building over where he is in England or the UK, and then he takes measurements, and he does it all from home, and then he made it right to scale. And then when he got done, it looked exactly like the building he had on Google Maps, and it was just using Inkscape.
So his name's Chanwell. Anybody out there that wants to look on the train engines and how he builds his landscapes, and pretty cool. Well, it's about 9 o'clock, getting close to 9 o'clock.
Only about 8 minutes left.
Yeah, we had us. So let me go over here real quick.
Yeah, they used to show them videos with us too at school, and there was Jim, there was a nasty one that with the lathe, and a guy got his ring caught on it. And guess what? That lathe does not know enough to turn off when he's flinging around inside that lathe, and they showed he got killed. It was very nasty.
Yikes.
I saw one where a kid got sucked into a lathe by his sleeve.
Oh,
He had long sleeves on, and it just flopped him around the workpiece.
It doesn't know enough to stop.
So
it's
somebody
like
could hit the e-stop on it.
You're in trouble.
Back in my 20s, in my misspent youth, I worked part-time at a Sears at the Things Remembered booth, making keys, engraving glasses, things like that. They wanted me to wear an effing tie. And I'm working on spinning machines with no bib, no overalls, nothing. I said, fuck you.
Really?
I'd rather be fired than be dead, okay?
You don't want to have long sleeves and gloves like that on them older lathes.
Well, I've heard that company is dead and buried now, which they deserved. So.
Since he was on our show, I'll go ahead and present him too.
Colin?
Snow, Steve Carmichael.
Oh.
I did. Colin, I can do too. If you want to bring him up, Jim, you can share him.
Well, I'll look for him here. Yeah, that was a good show when he was on.
Yeah, Steve Carmichael. This is his YouTube channel. So if you want to go over there and subscribe to him, if you haven't. He's a lot of good stuff. He has a really cool scroll saw table that he made years ago. And it's still, people are asking for, or I don't know if he sells the plans or gives them away, but they're still inquiring about the plans. And even recently, it hasn't been recently like this year or within a year or so, but I've heard Steve Good talk about his scroll saw. It's a portable like scroll saw table. You can use it in smaller shops or your garage and move it around, wheel it around. It's got place for the blades and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, he does a lot of good stuff. A lot of kind of crazy stuff, like a wooden sandwich. He made a wooden sandwich. I remember when he made that and watched the video. So he's got some really crazy, quirky stuff, but he also has some really good builds. Steve, he's still out there. He said, "Thank you for sharing." Are you still charging for the plans for your scroll saw table? Or are you giving them away? Or if you wouldn't mind telling us about that real quick. This is his last video he just did a day ago. He's already got 2.7 thousand views on it. Oh,
everybody's waiting for him to come back.
Yeah, people are waiting for him to come back. DIY road case. Yeah, 2 years ago, 7 years ago. This is listed in that just. This is his actual chronological order. 1 day ago, 2 years ago. So.
I remember that beer fight cat or a video. That was a nice one.
Yeah.
I found Colin's website or
all right,
page.
bring it up.
Do it.
So I can, yeah.
Alrighty, present. Share screen. Woodwork web. So here's Colin's website. You know, just like everybody else, he used to have color in his hair. But yeah, he does a lot of tips and tricks and you know, reviews and stuff like that. So pretty good all around general purpose YouTube channel for people like us. So you can come down through here and he's got you know, stuff about drawers, and this is kind of interesting. I could have used that this week. A roller thing for my table saw. Well, it's like a little roller. I don't want to get in trouble, but yeah, it's like a little roller thing for the table saw. But yeah, he's got a lot of good stuff in here. Here's where he tests Satan's wobble blade right here.
Oh yeah.
If you want to try that one. But a lot of good stuff from him.
Cool. Steve Carmichael said, yes, the plan is on Etsy for $8. Yes, he's still selling the plan. Sorry about that. Like I said, sinus is drained at the back of my throat and caused me to have a little cough every once in a while. Well, that's cool. Well, so thank y'all for being out there. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Russ Meadows, Brian Woodward, Dan Inge, Aussie Man, Lynn's Handcrafted Wood Signs. I think I said Brian Woodward. Michelle Marcoux, he was out there. Thank you, Steve Carmichael, and all the rest that's out there. I think we had like 23, 25 watching at one point. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. But yeah, we need to do this more often as far as talk about other people's YouTube channels too. And bring them up, especially since we don't get guests as much as we used to. A lot of people just burn out. And like I said, there is a lot of people that when I started that were in the business 10 years ago that have gone. I mean, just plain out not making any more YouTube videos or doing anything on their channels. Steve took the break for 2 years. So Driveway Workshop said, yes, I have an electric drum kit now so I can play with headphones. That's cool. You don't disturb everybody.
Yeah, those are nice.
Yeah, Lynn's Handcrafted Wood Signs, have a great week all. Yeah, I'm fixing to close out of here. But yes, so there's a lot of people that are not around anymore. I'm surprised to see how many have just fallen. I know we've lost a few woodworker friends. Who was the big guy that was doing the turning and stuff out in Nevada?
Braxton. I was just about to say that. I really miss Braxton.
Yeah, Braxton.
It was him and Steve, or not Steve, but
we also
Carl.
Yeah, we lost. Who's the other guy that had the dog that we helped? Dang, I can't think of his name. Redheaded. Big guy.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. I can't think of the name of.
Yeah, I can't think of his name.
I got this from Braxton. Made me this.
Wow.
Yeah.
I still got a
Anyway,
bottle opener mounted from Chris Cute. Showed up in the mail, completely unplanned.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
on the wall here in my shop now. I won't lose that.
yeah. But then, like I said, we've not only lost people that passed away, some unexpected, but
Most
we've
unexpected.
we've lost. Well, some of them were sick prior to,
Yeah.
but yes, Brenda G, our
Yeah.
own
Mhm.
Brenda G, that was on the show. You know, but some
Does
people
it
just.
seem like, I'm not sure, does it seem like the woodworking slowed down some?
Well, I think it's just like any other thing. It kind of like was a fad.
Yep.
Let's get a YouTube channel. Let's make a lot of money. And that, but then when they got on the YouTube channel and found out they weren't going to make as much money as they thought they could. Let me get something to drink.
The monetization has kind of killed us.
Mm-hmm.
There's like
Yeah.
probably about 2/3 of us who don't care about that end of it, but there's the other third who want the money. They want the $1.25 a month.
Yeah.
You can tell they're pushing the bigger channels and dropping the other ones. You can see it.
Well, here's the thing. If you don't succeed in making a huge channel, a big impact, then if you're trying to I've never tried to make a living off this. I didn't care about anything but just having a lot of fun and making friends. So that's the reason I'm still going, is because the money situation I didn't need the money.
Right.
As far as that goes. I had my own income from my woodworking, the stuff that I did that I sold, which was locally to friends and families and members and stuff like that. So I had my own setup where I could make anywhere, but it depended on the month, $800 to maybe $1,500 a month, depending on what I did. But that's all stopped in the last 2 or 3 years on my sinuses. And then they couldn't make what they were seeing other people, like the Wood Whisperer, for instance. Let's take him, or Steve, Ramsey.
Yeah.
When they saw them and they couldn't make that hit like they made it, it just kind of like let the wind out of their sails and they just collapsed.
But I think where it fails, like someone like Steve Ramsey has a screen presence.
Yes.
He's able to talk to you like he's standing beside you.
Yeah.
There's 20 to 50 guys beside him who, first of all, don't put a good video together. It's jerky. It's not pointed at what you're making. They don't have a screen presence. And I hate to say it, it's what always drove me nuts is Charles Deering. Every single one of his videos has got a cigarette.
Yeah.
Like, dude, nobody wants to look at that shit.
Yeah.
But he put it in there anyways. Who cares?
Yeah.
Then he wonders why he's not got a huge following.
Right.
So you got lessons from Steve. Steve Carmichael has a good following. And others, take lessons from them and follow their lead.
I took several YouTube thingies that Patrick from Patrick's Woodshop. Yep. He's gone. He's passed away. Patrick.
I like him.
Patrick. Mr. Braxton. Yeah. Those were two really great guys. But yeah, Patrick from Patrick's Woodshop. But yeah, I watched a couple of YouTube things on YouTube that actually YouTube put out about that. And one of the things that they said, you can have somewhat of a crappy camera, so to speak.
Yeah.
People kind of tolerate that, but they will not tolerate bad audio.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
They want to be able to hear what's going on, and want to be able to crisp, clean audio for your voice, so to speak. Yeah. And so I spent several $100s on the setup that I used for my headset, little tiny microphone that run down the side of my cheek. The beard started giving me problems and getting in the way, because if it kind of come down, my beard would touch it and make a scratching noise. But I spent several $100s. I even tried shotgun mics. Shotgun mics never worked for me.
Really? I had good luck with those.
Yeah, I don't know why. I guess it might be the pitch of my voice or something, but Make a long story short, I ended up using that mic set that I had. But if you'll go back and look at my audio, I do have very good audio.
Yeah, I've always had. Yeah.
But I was in this situation where I didn't need to do this. I did it for fun.
Yeah. And that's why I'm doing
everything
it that way.
for fun. Yeah, I did everything for fun, and I was having a good time. Now I have changed, and I've got into 3D printing. I've got into DTF and sublimation and stuff like that. But I can do those here inside, and I don't in this room, and I don't have to worry about my sinuses as bad as with the sawdust. So, and I have one out there and I cut a thing out for my daughter for the front door on my laser the other day. The laser doesn't seem to bother my sinuses, and the CNC doesn't because it's all encased. And I have a huge 3-ton squirrel cage air conditioner fan motor to suck all the sawdust out of the cage. So it'll actually slam. If I don't prop the door open on my shop, it will slam the door shut on my shop. It sucks so much air.
I just bought a spray booth for my model airplane work. I can airbrush in the house. Don't have to come out here all the time.
That's cool.
I'm planning a video around it because it's a very simple setup. It was a very affordable piece of equipment, and I'll give them a positive review. Once I use it, I know it's everything it's supposed to be. I'll do a video and I'll promote them. So.
Brian says, didn't Braxton say some political stuff that made a bunch of people mad?
Yeah, he lost a bunch of people because he wanted to say political things constantly. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the other guy that was on the podcast with him did, and Carl and Braxton just couldn't let it keep going on, so they asked him to leave.
Yeah.
And then
it wasn't. If I know who you're talking about, I can't think of his name right now, but real short guy.
His name up, but
yeah, he was a real short guy, and he was known to have a mouth. Me and him got in at one time at one of the woodworking shows. So
I think the good thing is that here we've kept politics out of it, we've kept religion out of it.
Yeah, I try.
Once in a while, there might be a joke thrown out there, but you let it go by.
Yeah.
Some people just too touchy these days.
Yeah. Old day 100 for wood signs with a router. Yeah. I have always been amazed at the people that can hand router things and make it look like CNC did it. And I don't understand how they can do that. I don't, because I've tried it and it didn't work for me.
I actually practice with my router. I strap a board down, grab the router, put a bit in, and I practice with it.
Yeah.
So I want to learn the control.
Yeah. Well, I learned to control it too, as long as it's sitting on that little gantry that goes X, Y, and Z. I control it real good.
We've talked about this to your ears bleed, but there's a side that thinks, well, that's the computer and the machine doing the work, and there's a side that thinks, well, I programmed it.
Yeah.
I get this both sides of it, but I'm kind of more on the hands-on side. So.
Yeah. Well, that's Lynn Handcrafted Wood Signs. He does a lot of, he does his stuff by hand. There's a lot of people that can do it. And that's like Sean Rubino, who made this inlay. That's done by hand.
We gotta get him back and do another demonstration.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, if you had this in your hands and could see it, it's just unbelievable that was done by hand and not by a CNC.
That was one of my favorite nights watching it. I was spellbound just staring at the screen while he did that.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
And I'd love to have him done again. So.
Well, let's get out of here. I'm not feeling well, and I started a coughing fit, but it kind of subsided, but I don't want it to start back up. So listen, I appreciate all y'all being out there and watching. Thank y'all for being on the panel. I appreciate it very much. We'll try to be back next week. Good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. We've got a couple of people that said that they would be on here shortly, and one of them said next Saturday. Okay. I'm not going to mention the name and spoil it, and plus I don't want to put underneath any pressure.
Well, we'll
I think the
mention them
panel
if they don't show up. That's
yeah, but hopefully we'll have a guest next week. I'm looking forward to him coming. He's been on the show before, but I'm looking forward to him coming back, and we'll see how that pans out. And like I said, I don't want to say his name because it would put him under pressure, and then if he can't, then I don't want to get in that situation. But the panel knows who I'm talking about. So, but listen, if you're too darn busy to get out in your shop and make some sawdust, you're just too darn busy. Just give me sawdust, lots of sawdust all around me and everywhere. I like it flying all around my shop and even in my beard and hair. Good night, everybody. Thank you for
Bye, boys
watching,
and
and God
girls.
bless.
And remember, you don't have to go home, but you cannot stay here.
Nope, you can't stay
Easter
here.
Bunny's heading for your house. You better get there.
Yeah, you better hurry up.